There we go. Now we're live.
Yep, I'm teaching a guy how to run this. So we got a couple little things to do over on the Blackstone. So let me get it heating up, and then we'll talk about it. So we'll get that heating up. You can see right there. Nice. Move this up so y'all. There you go. All right. Today is the last Sunday before Christmas. So Merry Christmas, everybody.
Merry Christmas, buddy.
I turn this way, and then you all see the side of my head, and I just want to show off my hat. But so, cheers, sir.
Yes, sir.
All right, cheers. I hope everybody's got the shopping and stuff done.
Show off my hat. Today's an important game. Everybody watch.
Yep, they play the Buccaneers, and this is what, playoff number 1?
Yeah.
So it's the first time they've been in the playoffs in what? Since the 1900s. But turn of the century. But anyway, so I forgot where I was going. So who do we got in? Anybody?
Well, I see there's 2 people there, but
He's trying to read.
hey, I gotta get close. Tom's Food Factory and Mr. Pickles.
Morning, fellas. So are you ready for your Christmas?
I am.
Good. We've got family coming in starting Tuesday. So that'll be fun times. Just it gets hectic when it's just, normally me, the wife, and the dog, and Cub intermittently, and Pay intermittently,
Andy's in. Good morning, Mr. Hollenbacher.
What's up, bro? So I sent him a message last night. Today's recipe, I don't know where he got it, so maybe he can throw it in there where he got this recipe. But what I remember is he found this recipe, and this was probably at the beginning of, early 2000s, the end of the 1900s, where the internet was just starting to get big. Like I still didn't have an email address at the time, which doesn't surprise anybody. I think MySpace was the big chat forum. But anyway, he came up with this recipe it's a Pillsbury recipe, and it's for vegetable pizza. And I hadn't made it in a long time, and I get kind of nostalgic sometimes during these holidays and stuff. And I said, we're making that simple thing, but I'm going to change it up. I'm going to do it on the E-Series instead of in the oven. It's a simple, basically cooking the dough, and then you set it off to the side, let it cool all the way down, which I'm going to put in the fridge. And then we're going to chop our veggies, and we'll go over there for that.
Tom just said it's back whenever the things you found on the internet were true.
Yes. And now AI is, it's so crazy. And it used to be like when people would figure out how to do Photoshop, you could see like the outline of where they moved them over, but not so much now. So, I don't know. We're getting close here. Let me grab the croissant rolls.
And that seems to be an important part of this recipe.
Yeah, I'd set them over there with all the other ingredients because I hadn't really planned out how I was going to do this.
Go figure.
Yeah. So much like everything else, we're winging it. So, but can of croissant rolls. I didn't get Pillsbury. I got the knockoff brand. But Pretty simple thing.
Oh, excuse me.
Bless you.
Thank you.
Pretty simple. And instead of doing like the original, what my brother always did was on a sheet pan, and he pinch all the things together so it was a long cookie sheet thing. I'm going to do them individuals. That way I can try portion control.
Portion control? What's that?
I know. I'm going to try portion control. Because when I get eating this stuff, man, you can sit down and eat half a pan and then you feel bad. It's kind of like brownies. Where you eat half a pan and you feel bad about eating half a pan, but you don't feel bad about eating the half pan. You feel bad because somebody's going to look at the pan and go, what the hell happened to them all? You know, that's where you feel bad.
Funny thing about brownies are one of my favorite snack foods to eat. I love brownies, but I can't stand chocolate cake.
Scoot you over here. Well, because the texture is different. So let's set you over here. So, Andy, if you want to throw in where you found this recipe, if you even remember.
Tom just said, you're not eating the right brownies if you feel bad about eating.
Yeah. We didn't do the old hash brownies too often. So let me set this over here. Basically, this is what I'm going to do is pinch these together. Here, sizzling.
Andy just said, don't think about the crescent roll intake. Think about the veggie intake.
Yep, and that was always the thing was, hey, I'm getting my veggies.
That's right.
And you can customize the veggies any way you want. Like he always did broccoli, cauliflower, and carrots. You could add, sometimes we put onion on it, like red onion or something, I think. But you can add any kind of vegetables you want.
Listening to your description, I never would have thought about broccoli and cauliflower. I was thinking, bell peppers and onions, mushrooms, stuff like that.
Well, you could do that too. I think we've done like the peppers. We've done peppers, and we've done. I mean, my brother used to make this all the time, so.
Pickle says pepperoni is a vegetable.
It is. It has pepper in it, in the name. Set that up over here. And my wife, she said, "Well, get two cans," and I was like, "Well, I only need one." She said, "We'll use them. Don't worry." So my wife actually wants to make some more of this. So let's. And if you notice, I didn't put any oil down on the surface of this E-Series. I know a lot of people do. The spray will actually break down the coating. Very rarely do I feel the need to butter or oil because it stays pretty non-stick. I haven't had any issues with it.
Tom just said, this is sounding like a Pampered Chef veggie pizza.
Well, it's a Pillsbury. What I found it on was, because I wanted to make sure I got the sauce, not sauce. Well, it's got, there's a dip that you got to make to put on it for the veggies to stick. And so when I looked it up, it was Pillsbury Doughboy. So it's one of theirs. And my brother didn't read cookbooks, so I doubt he got it out of a cookbook. I don't know if he found it online, if he, I'm waiting on him to say. He probably doesn't remember.
Yeah, he hasn't said yet. Wait a minute.
In school, we had to take a semester of food course.
And in the course, my group did a veggie pizza and a fruit pizza, and I fell in love with the veggie pizza. I still make it often today.
Oh, okay. So it was from home ec? Okay.
Awesome.
So when I was in home ec, because we had to take it in like the 7th, 8th grade?
We had to take it in 10th grade.
Something like that. We did pizzas. So we had croissants. We did them just like this, but we put sauce and then pepperonis and cheese and made it like a boat.
Right.
We pinched it like a boat, and those are fantastic. I haven't made those in years, but when I did, I made a video.
Pickle said, sounds like a British pizza. They're big on broccoli as toppings and corn. Tom said Pampered Chef Pizza uses cream cheese as the sauce.
Well, so we'll get into that. Our sauce does have cream cheese in it, and sour cream, and then.
And Pickle said he makes potato pesto. Potato pesto pizza, and it's good.
Potato pesto. I'm trying to wrap my head around that one.
Andy said, today I do veggie, cream cheese, broccoli, carrots, and cauliflower, shredded cheese, and topped with bacon. Big hit and always gone at the family gatherings.
Yep. And that's where I wanted to kind of make that today, because he always took it to the family gatherings, and it was usually one of the first things gone. And we used the broccoli and the cauliflower and the carrots because those was the only veggies we liked. For football games or something, he'd spice it up and throw in the bell pepper or onion. So bacon was always, that's a good vegetable replacement. So I'm just trying to do a little something different here and do them on the E-series here. Just kind of show you don't have to have all the fancy gadgets. Look at it.
Your E-series is a fancy gadget.
Well, you know what I mean. I guess you could air fry it. I don't know. I don't do much with it. I don't do anything with air frying, as we all know. So we'll let that go for just a few more minutes, and then we'll have to pull these off. I'm going to put them on a sheet pan and then stick them in the fridge. Cheers. And I haven't made this recipe in ages. I mean, ages. So, if I do it wrong, my brother should be able to tell me.
Pickle says, one wonders, Tom, at what point does the substitution of ingredients make any recipe no longer able to be called by its original name?
Right. Okay. So now instead of, because I'm using the Food Line brand, I could call them Food Line Croissant pizzas, or, so when I was looking at this, like how to write a recipe and make it your own, if you change the amount in one ingredient or change one ingredient, it's now a different recipe and you could publish it.
Okay.
Yep. So technically, the Pillsbury recipe calls for something else. I'll have to look it up on my phone. It calls for like different vegetables. So technically, by using different ingredients, toppings, it's now your own. You could technically write that off as
cool. So I can make a batch of chocolate chip cookies from Pillsbury's recipe. It calls for half a cup of chips. I could add 3/4 cup of chips, and it then becomes my cookies.
Yes. Technically.
Awesome.
So then you could publish that as your own. If you had a cookbook, you could say, well, I got the inspiration from here, but now it's my recipe because I done this.
I modified it.
Yes.
That's cool.
Which I didn't know that until I started looking at how people write cookbooks and stuff. I was like, oh, isn't that interesting?
I actually wondered about that. How come so many different cookbooks have the exact same recipe? And do you not have a thought? Did they have to pay royalties to the person who wrote the original recipe or something like that? But all they got to do is just change a little bit.
Yep. That's it. So like my Bayou Bear recipe, like for my rub, I've got it put out there. I've never really copyrighted it, but I got it from like some other recipe I got on Pinterest, and then I modified it. Just a couple little tweaks, little changes.
And Tom said this is probably why you can't copyright a single recipe.
So these are looking real good.
They're smelling good.
That was real fast too. So let me cut this off. Really, that did it. The $38 it just took me to heat that up, was it worth it? I don't know, but look, you got some
beautiful color.
Good color. They still got a little give to them. So I'm gonna say it was cheaper than heating up the oven. I could be wrong. Now let me go park these in the fridge, and then we'll reset the camera, and we'll get ready to make our ingredients.
Pickle said, that's why I copyright ingredients, not the recipe. I own the copyright for eggs.
Speaking of which, that's what I got right in my way. All right, park those in the fridge right underneath the freezer. All right. Let me do the old switcheroo here.
Tom says, you can't copyright items, you nitwit. Mm-mm.
All right, here we go. Let's see. Here. All right, so I got Mr. Claus. Oh, I need to raise this a little bit. Okay. So the original recipe calls for broccoli, cucumber, Roma tomatoes, and then shredded carrot. So I didn't want to do all that.
Yeah. I could deal with everything except for the tomatoes.
I know. Was that a factor in why I chose not to do it? No. All right, well, let me back this up a little bit. Okay. Rusty Claus. Okay. So, let me get out a knife that, oh, not that one. Or that. Let me get out a little knife because somebody doesn't like using the other ones I have. Won't tell you who.
Some of your knives are just too big for the task at hand.
Or they're just too weird, he says. Okay, so we have shredded carrots, so we don't have to do anything with that. I'll just.
That'll save me a finger or two.
And I would say that was part of the thought, but it wasn't. So I just put some in a bowl because we're not going to use a whole bunch because we're doing individuals. Now, when you do it on the big sheet pan, you know, you spread it all out there. And I cannot read the comments, so I need to move that. So what I will have Rusty start doing while I do figure that out is this is a bag of broccoli and cauliflower. What we want to do is cut these so I have florets.
All right.
If I can get it open.
I got a knife. I can get it open.
Okay. You can handle that. Let me pull this forward a little bit. There. Move the chair. And so my table here is actually on wheels. Okay. Tomatoes are the only thing on that list that belongs on a pizza. Well, yes.
I like the pizza sauce made out of tomatoes, but I don't want a slice of tomato on my pizza.
What's for Christmas dinner, Tom? If we want to break these up, we want to break these up into little florets.
No problem. while I'm cutting the stalk the way I am, so they'll
Yep.
fall apart. I'm just getting all these cut first.
Yep. And you can get it as particular as you want. I mean, you got to think you're going to bite into it. So we always did them like that, little ones. I don't want to get in the way in case he chops his finger. Y'all can see that. Oh, but that's all right. So, anybody else have any holiday or Christmas sort of tradition? Excuse me. Like, what do you guys do for Christmas morning? That's always a good one.
Well, for me and my family, Christmas morning is always cinnamon rolls for breakfast.
Yep.
I'll get up, I'll get 2 packs of cinnamon rolls, which I bought yesterday. I'll stick them in a, 9x10, 9x11 casserole dish. Open them up, stick them in there, take some heavy whipping cream, pour it across the bottom, and make me an extra cinnamon and brown sugar mix to put on top of it and cook them. They absorb that heavy whipping cream. They make them taste so much better. And then we'll do ham and either scrambled eggs, or we'll do omelets. And for some reason, Christmas has always been ham as the protein. It's never been bacon.
You know, the Christmas ham. I'll have to look that one up because I know at one point, as far as like Christian beliefs, you don't eat pig.
That's right, because it's a hooved animal?
It's a hooved animal, yeah. Oh, I forgot the trash can. But there's a whole lot of other stuff in that, but there's a whole lot of other stuff involved with that. But it's just kind of interesting that we do a Christmas ham. And I was watching something the other day, and that show Mythical Kitchen? It used to be on YouTube, but then they got a show. Well, anyway, they're still on YouTube. And they were trying all the animals in the Bible. So I was like, all right, cool. And one of them was a turtle dove. And I thought, can you buy turtle dove? Anybody want to Google machine that for me? Can you buy turtle dove? Well, I'm making egg, bacon, the crock pot. Oh, the wife's making it. Cinnamon French toast. Ooh. Prime rib. 60 here.
Yeah, for the last couple years, I've always done a prime rib for dinner. I say always, but I say 3 years in a row. This year, I'm going to give me a 12-pound prime rib, and I just decided prime rib is not on the menu this year.
Yeah. I've never done a prime rib.
Oh, I love
it. I've had it, and it tastes really good. I've just personally never done it. We got people coming in, and they're going to want, chicken, ribs, and right now, the chicken. I mean, I was at Sam's Club yesterday. A young chicken, like the 2-pack.
Mm-hmm.
You buy the two birds. It was $20. I was like, wait a minute. I can walk a football field over this way, and I'm getting the rotisseries for $4.98. I don't get it. Yeah.
Usually you go in there buying those whole chickens expecting roughly $5 each.
Yeah. So then these, we're just going to break these up into little smaller bits. The broccoli put in its own bowl.
Okay.
So I was just like, well, shoot, man, I might as well just do that. But I didn't get them yet. I'll probably get them later, like this coming Monday or Tuesday, probably. Dad's coming in, so I don't know what he's going to want, if anything in particular. I got a brisket in there that I got at Costco a month ago that I was going to cook. I might fire that up. But so the egg bake in the crock pot, that sounds really good. I don't do much crock potting anymore. Used to do it a lot. Needs to get a bucket from KFC and put the chicken in. Yeah, call it that. Well, they like doing for like our girls or the kids rather. They don't want like a big spread anymore. So they would rather have like just a charcuterie board and a line of dips, like 3 or 4 dips, snack food, finger food. But we always do, cinnamon rolls in the morning. I don't know, maybe my brother can remember why we started doing cinnamon rolls in the morning. Because I remember, like, growing up, it was, you got up at, we had to get up at, 6 or 7. I can't remember which. I think it's 6.
6 was always our get-up time.
And then you would unwrap the presents. And then we would play with our presents. Dad would go in and make breakfast, usually for him, pancakes or something. And we would eat all the candy. I mean, our stockings were filled with candy.
Yep.
So we would eat all the candies. And then we would, have to get ready and we would go to, grandma's or wherever we were doing lunch. And we'd had the big spread there. So I'm not sure when the cinnamon rolls came in. I don't know if it was a nod to my grandparents because, grandma used to make cinnamon rolls and they used to be big as your head. I mean, they were huge.
Last night, that's something that my wife was talking about because I was watching a couple Christmas cooking shows on YouTube and she said, I can remember cinnamon rolls being so big. She said, I never see big cinnamon rolls anymore. Mm-hmm. But she said she remembers them being as big as a regular plate, saucer or something. You stick it on and cover up the whole thing. And she said she hasn't seen one in years.
Yep. Because nobody makes them from scratch anymore. I mean, Grandma used to make the big, and she'd freeze them on the sheet pans, and they'd be that big around. And Dad said they would come in from the field or milking, and they would open the freezer, stick it with their pocket knife or a fork, and eat it like a popsicle. But
I wonder if one of those bakeries that they have around town actually has the big jumbo cinnamon rolls.
There is a bakery. Hey, you put more on the floor. There is a bakery that my wife found that is a gluten-free bakery, and they do have big ones. They're about this big. So they're not as saucer size, but they're getting there.
But they're bigger than Pillsbury.
Yes. And I did see now Pillsbury has frozen cinnamon rolls.
Oh, I haven't seen them yet.
I just saw them last night. I was like, what is this? It's in the frozen biscuits aisle. They have a bag of frozen cinnamon rolls. And I was like, oh, that's kind of neat. The pitter patter of the crumbs hitting the floor.
We're going to see if Rex is a vegetarian.
He does not really care for vegetables. I'm going to step on that piece, and you're going to step on that piece. So, okay. So we got those cut. Let's set those aside for right now. Now we're going to swing over to the dip. It's basically a dip. What's up, Stephen and Jacqueline? What's going on, brother? So this is where you can take a little bit of liberty. My wife thought that my brother put in ranch powder. And I thought so too, but the little recipes we found, there's no ranch powder. So we're going to modify it. So I'm starting out with 8 ounces of cream cheese. You can't see that because of the lighting, but that's all right. Just know that there's 8 ounces of cream cheese.
It's like somebody took a perfect bite right out of the center.
Well, because we were at Sam's, and because the girls want all these dips, there is a lot of sour cream and a lot of cream cheese. So the wife bought a brick of cream cheese that's like 3 pounds.
Mm.
And they have it so when you open it up and you pull out the sleeve, kind of like Velveeta. Mm-hmm. It's like a big brick like that. But it's clear wrapper and it has 8 ounces, 8 ounces, 8 ounces. So I just cut it off, stuck it in. I put it in the microwave just to see. And then the wife's like, don't do too much. So I went ahead and I tested it. Want to make sure that it's kind of, what's the word I'm looking for? Pliable, mushy, softened, yes. And then we bought this gigantic tub of sour cream.
We get one of those every time we go to Sam's Club.
3 pounds of, yeah, work it out, all the way down. You like that? Check that out.
Look at them guns.
All right. So I haven't even, well, like we just got this last night, so had to get the dollop of Daisy because that's what they had. And I'm telling you what, man, it was ironic because we were driving to Sam's Club and it was like, I don't know, 1 in the afternoon, 1:30, and I was like, dang, man, it's going to be crowded. I said, maybe because I thought the ball games, some of them, certain ones were yesterday, but they're not. So,
game ain't till today.
Yep. We're not going to get into that. But anyway, the bowl games, that's what I'm saying, the bowl, certain college football games were on yesterday, but the ones I thought were on weren't on. So, basically I got 8 ounces of cream cheese. I'm going to use a half cup of sour cream. Probably, whatever. That's close enough. So I don't know. I was telling the wife, I was like, well, if Clemson plays, maybe Sam's Club won't be that busy. But it seemed like everybody was there at the same time, like had the same idea. So they all were there. I mean, it was packed when we got in. But by the time we left, there wasn't hardly nobody there. So that was all right. And then same at the grocery store. I mean, we went in, everybody was in line, but time we got ready to check out, there wasn't nobody there. And then it calls for, where'd it go? A teaspoon of dill weed. So, that's a little more than a teaspoon, but it'll be fine.
You can't have too much dill.
Oops. Threw that on the floor, and it's okay because it landed straight up. So, and then I'm going to mix in a little bit of my Bayou Bear, a little bit.
That's about the size of our bottle of dill weed at home because we go through so much of it in our dips.
There we go. And I'm going to add a little bit of, it said garlic powder, but I am currently out of garlic powder. I know it happens.
I asked you if you needed me to bring anything. I could have brought it.
That was last night, and I didn't know I was out until this morning.
Oh, okay.
Anyway, so I'm going to use onion flake. Just a little bit.
You're using onion flake in place of garlic powder.
Yeah.
Okay.
Makes sense, doesn't it?
Yes, sir. It's your recipe now.
It is. So when I publish this in my cookbook, I don't know when I'm going to publish it, but at some point there's going to be a cookbook, whether it's mine or the girls. Like my what do they call that? The manifesto. Is that what they call that?
That's what you call it, so that's what it is.
Well, it's not like an autobiography, but anyway. Did anybody see if you can order turtle dove? Tom's a dillweed. I wondered, like, that's one of those phrases that we use as kids, right? Calling people dillweeds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm betting we did not know what that meant. Like, why would you call somebody a dillweed?
I have no idea. Never thought about it.
And what got me thinking about that was there's a fella in the Bible that they call that is named Nimrod. And when I was looking up different things about him, made me wonder why, as a kid, you would call somebody a Nimrod. I mean, you remember that?
Yeah.
I don't know where, why, or anything like that, but it was just like, this guy was like terrible. You wouldn't, I mean, I understand why you wouldn't want to be called that, but turtle doves, $195 to $375. Are you serious? Shoot, that's worse than a turducken. Holy cow. Now I need to stick this somewhere. This lid looks okay. I'll clean it later. Okay. Now our sour cream we're done with. Move it to the side.
Okay.
Move it to the side. Now we have our veg. We have our dip. I will take the knife away from Mr. Rusty, because he won't need it, and we don't need him to cut himself.
I got a busy day coming up this week. I got to keep them.
What are you doing this week?
Delivering gifts.
Oh, yeah. Delivering gifts. Where are you going?
Everywhere. Santa goes everywhere.
Okay.
Man, I had the most awesome experience playing Santa this week. I think I told you that we went to Tamara's job, but she's an ABA therapist and works with children with severe autism. And so I went to her clinic, and her previous employer, last year whenever I did this, saw the pictures and stuff that they posted, and immediately said, "Hey, tell your dad I want to contract him for next Christmas at my facility." So on Wednesday, the wife and I both took the day off of work because she has an awesome Mrs. Claus outfit now. I ordered one for her. And so we went to her first facility where Tamara used to work. And they had a tree set up and chairs and stuff. So as we were sitting down, they would bring the kids in one at a time. And they were really, they all have different issues. But they were trying to get them to stand still and make them, smile and stuff just for a picture. Because they've got a teacher there who's really good. She's not an art teacher; she's a therapist, but she just has a set of skills to where she can use. What we just talked about it. The app, the program that you use, Photoshop. And she was for an art project for their last day of class or school, whatever, before Christmas. They were making a Christmas ornament for every one of the kids to give to their parents. And didn't they tell the parents that I was going to be there and Teresa too? This was going to be a surprise for them. Hey, here's a picture of your kid with Santa. Because they won't take these kids to the mall Santa and stuff like that because of their behavioral issues. Well, they took hundreds of pictures and they're consolidating them down, printing them out, putting them on gifts. But there was this one little boy that walked in. He was nonverbal and a lot of the kids are, almost all of them are nonverbal, and they talk through their tablets.
Mm-hmm.
And they've got to, if they're hungry, if they're thirsty, if they've got to go to the bathroom or whatever, they know what button to push. And this one kid, whenever he walked in, he saw me and Teresa, and he was just, just amazed, especially because of our bright colors and stuff, I'm sure. But he was scared. He wouldn't come to me. He was staying back to the room. Then he'd walk in a little bit closer, and then turn around and walk away. And he just kept doing that over and over until finally he got really close, was grabbing my beard and stuff like that. And then they got him to turn around. He sat down and he made some pictures. But then he grabbed my hands, wanted me to follow him. So I got up and I followed him. He took me to another room where the tables were, opened up his lunchbox. He was wanting me to sit down and have snack with him. And I said, I got to get back in there. We got to take some more pictures. And to me, I'm thinking I'm talking to just talking to them, but not understanding they don't know what I'm saying because I'm not in that environment very often. But anyway, I sat down with him, holding his hand and stuff. And anyway, whenever I went back in there and me and Teresa sat down, he went and got his tablet and he said, I want red. And because I was in my red suit and all the teachers and therapists there, they were just amazed. They're like, he has never reacted like this. But just seeing the red suit and stuff triggered something in him. And I mean, that was pretty touching.
Cool. So dillweed is a polite way to say it. Still no way you don't know what it means.
I heard dillweed, heard jackweed. That's about the only two that I've heard people call them.
I've not heard jackweed.
You haven't? That's what we said. We used to say jackweed instead of dillweed.
Yeah. Shallot powder. I've never heard of shallot powder.
Me either.
Tom's got some in his cupboard. Sounds like a euphemism. It was just one of those. When I was listening to this little story about Nimrod, I was like, man, I kind of remember in school calling people Nimrod. Because we couldn't say dumb A, or dumb butt. So Nimrod was one, and I, as a kid, I don't even. Maybe it was a character, like a cartoon character that was named that. I'm thinking he was an evil guy. But it wasn't He-Man. It was something else. I don't know. But anyway, it was just one of those that just made me think. And then while I read dillweed, and I was like, "Don't be a dillweed." I was like, "Where did that come from?" Like, I don't remember where that all. I don't know where all that came from, but let's see. So I guess our pizza dough should be ready if you want to grab it. It's at the very top of the refrigerator. The bottom part, yeah. So, an X-Men villain, future robot. Was that? Okay, yep. Now I'm remembering the guy. All right, so basically, I'll show you one, and I mean, you can probably guess what's going to happen here, guys. If I was a good photographer or camera guy, we would do a quick zoom in. But you put as much or as little as you want on there. It doesn't matter. Okay. Handle them. Don't be a dillweed. Nimrod in the Bible is actually very intelligent. Calling someone Nimrod is basically sarcasm. In the 80s, we didn't even know what sarcasm was. That was just every day. It wasn't like, oh, you're sarcastic. I mean, in the 80s, we didn't have to be labeled as anything all the time, So, but yes, Nimrod was very intelligent. He was basically from what I understood, and I could be off. He was like the Hitler of the day. They called him the Antichrist, but very smart fellow. That he was. I'll be doing some more looking on that for my study group. So pick that up one day. So then, as Rusty licks his fingers, we'll just add as much topping of whatever you want. Just like that. Yep. And then add a little bit of cheese. Push her down a little bit. And a little bit of bacon. So it's fully customizable. And then you don't need it, but because, cooking with Corey, a little bit of parsley. I haven't talked to that fella in a long time. A little bit of parsley. All right. Well, you can build your own now. Build it any way you want. You can actually sprinkle a little bit more. I'm going to put a little bit of Bayou Bear on it. Oops. It's not traditional to put a barbecue rub on this kind of pizza, but it is my own, so my own recipe. X-Men villain. I'm trying to think. I do remember that being an X-Men villain, but I'm trying to think what he looked like. I don't know. I'll look it up later. Bacon on a veggie pizza. I did not say, Tom, this was a vegetarian pizza. But if you want to get technical, what hogs eat vegetables. They eat anything, but at some point they have vegetables. Whether it's in soybean oil or something like that, they do eat vegetables, and then they process it. So technically, there is vegetables in bacon. Video title. Vegetable pizza. So we have vegetables. Bacon is the pixie dust. It is. Well, didn't think they want cream cheese either. That's true. Vegans and vegetarians don't do cream cheese because it is made from cow. So.
Wow, I did not know that.
Yeah, heavy whipping cream.
Milk is from cow.
He was being sarcastic. All right. That'll be the thumbnail right there. Let's get Rusty's. And they wouldn't want cheese either. But what I've come to find out, like my one cousin who we're going to go see in a little bit, he's vegan, vegetarian, all that, right? And it is so much processed stuff. Most of his diet's processed crap. I mean, it's veggie based, but there's so much processing to get into to make it. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So then it's is it really healthier? If it's heavier processed and chemical?
I really don't think so.
But he went that way many years ago to help lose weight, and he stays that lifestyle to keep the weight off. So it worked for him. I don't know that my wife has made it very clear that we could do it for like a day or two, as long as she could have taters. But
no, potatoes are vegetable.
Yep, and that's where she goes. I could do a couple of days where I could have just taters, like baked taters, or pasta. But with her gut issues, we got to watch the pasta intake. So peanut butter and jelly she could do, but Tom was vegan for 6 hours. Was that last night while you were in bed, like sleeping? That was kind of weird. Was that why you were sleeping that you were like that, or were you dreaming about the cows jumping over the moon and the pigs counting pigs or counting sheep? So I'll make a cut. But so this isn't really like a Christmas themed dish. You probably could. I thought about doing the whole red roasted peppers, like red bell pepper and the green and all that. And I was like, the holiday part of it is this is something that my brother used to make and bring, and we don't get the opportunity to spend Christmas together. So thinking of you, bro.
I can see how this would be an appetizer or something like that at a Christmas party.
Oh yeah. And normally, so like this would be cut into, so you would do the whole sheet pan, lay it all out in a sheet pan, then cut it into, 3 lines this way and 3 or 4 lines this way. And then you would get like a tiny square.
It'd be a bite or 2 bites.
Yeah, you would get a small square, and then that would be that. So. I mean, it's a good meal prep thing. So you could prep this up, and right that could be right there. Put 2 of them together. There's your lunch.
Yeah.
And not feel bad about eating 2 of them. You don't think about how many lunch you just ate.
Yeah, just 4 crescent rolls.
Yeah. And I mean, it's fairly inexpensive, fairly quick. I mean, I'm dragging it out because I can, and I'm yapping and forgetting what I'm doing. The old brain still isn't fully healed yet. So,
whenever I read the headline this morning of what we were doing, or whenever you told me last night, I was not even thinking this was going to be a cold meal. I was thinking that, especially first thing you did was turn on the E-Series. I'm thinking that you're going to do the bread, you're going to make them, then we're going to stick them back in the E-Series to make everything melt. Having this being a cold dish, it totally surprised me.
My brother's like a master chef. And this is one of his, so whenever we had family gatherings, Mom would always be on the hook for Cherry Delight, which I wouldn't make that, and I might make that because it is freaking awesome. But just the thought of it, my sugar just spiked. I mean, it is very rich. I might be able to try to tweak. Yeah, I don't know. I have to look at it a little harder. But they would be on the hook for Cherry Delight, and they would make 9x13 pans of that and tornadoes, which we made a video about that a little while ago.
Yeah, a couple weeks ago.
Months ago, whatever. But anyway, and then My Aunt Darcy would do noodles, which I've got her recipe for turkey noodles. I have turkey and I have the recipes. I just watched Mr. Tom Garvey make noodles. So I'm feeling a little bit better about these noodles, only he used water and olive oil in his dough and not egg. And these are egg noodles, so I'm still nervous because I don't want to screw it up because it is my aunt's. And these are fond memories that I have of her noodles, so I don't want to mess it up. But I'm going to try. Maybe, I don't know, whenever Pay gets back. They're out of town this weekend. So, but then, so this would be what he would bring, my brother would bring. And, I had two aunts that would bring like some sort of cold salad or a mixed salad type deal, like one white salad in a big bowl, and the other one, not that big, but like a big bowl. But and then the other one would bring like a cold salad type deal.
Like a macaroni salad?
More like a 7-layer salad or something like that. And then we had the ham, the turkey, but and then Grandma Jean, my grandma, she's still around, 94 now. She would do like you had to get there early because about 30, 40, about an hour before dinner time to eat lunch. If you weren't there, you were just out of luck. She would have so many pounds of shrimp cocktail. And I don't know where she got the shrimp at the time. The word was she got them shipped in from Florida, or somebody would bring them in from Florida, and we would have shrimp cocktail. And I mean, you would just eat. Us kids, we would get in there and we would just get plates. So the adults had to go through first because we would sit down and we'd get like a little plate, a little saucer, slap full of shrimp. I mean, just love shrimp. So I actually got some shrimp yesterday at Sam's so we could do that for Christmas lunch, because that's what I wanted. And sometimes it's not about the kids.
That's right.
Grandma's pina coladas. That was another thing growing up. So Grandma used to make. Hand me a plate there. Grandma used to make pina coladas, and of course, it was amaretto, and I don't remember what else. But I know that there was amaretto in it, so the kids couldn't have it. But she would also make a non-alcoholic version.
A virgin.
Yes, I was blank. And, everybody loved it. Everybody, I mean, that was it. We didn't have bottles of wine out or anything like that. So when Grandma made this amaretto sours, well, they weren't really sours. They were kind of sweet. It was like pineapple juice and pina coladas. I forget what all was in it, but she would make the adult version with the amaretto, and then we would have kid version. And then as we got older, I don't know if it was, some of us would intake more than what was expected. So instead of the little punch cup, the V-shaped one,
right?
The little punch cup. Instead of having one of those and being satisfied, we'd go back for seconds and thirds, and that was not favorably looked upon. So, but let me grab a spatula here. Oh, what's he say? Cream of Coke. Oh, and pineapple juice and amaretto.
Because I got a big jar of cream of coconut on top of my refrigerator at home because we make pina coladas a lot, and I love the cream of coconut. but I've never had amaretto in my pina colada. That sounds good.
Well, it is a holiday favorite. I know Mandy still makes it. I don't know if anybody else still makes it, but I know Mandy makes it. Get another snappy snap of a Christmas plate. All right, you want a fork? Is that what you're waiting on?
No, this is finger food.
Yep. I don't cut it in half if you want.
It's a little bit on the soft side to be picking up.
And it's fully customizable, this recipe. You can do it any way you want. But I haven't had this in a long time. And even so there I got three little bites. That's about the size we would normally get.
Right.
So cheers. Andy, I think you put ranch powder in there. I could see some ranch in there. I like it.
It's very cool and refreshing.
Well, that's good.
It is. That's real good.
Well, something different. It is messy. You will get stuff everywhere. Pretty simple. Would have been less than an hour if I would have not yapped. Yeah, put ranch powder in with the cream cheese. Okay. That's what the wife thought, and then she looked up her recipe, and I said, well, this is what I found from Pillsbury. And she said, well, yeah, this is what I got, and they matched. So, but yeah, so I'll put ranch in it next time. Well, and doing it on the Blackstone, it made it even faster than trying to cook it in the oven.
Oh, yeah.
So
that was done before the oven would even be preheated.
Yeah. So, all right. Well, something for y'all to try. So, I guess that's it.
Okay. Well, before we head out, I do want to give you a little something.
Uh-oh. Well, I'll be right back. Entertain the folks. All right, so I didn't think about doing a Christmas party, but we could have. So, running out of counter space. Well, that's for the wife, your wife.
Okay.
These right for you.
Oh, awesome.
A large lump of coal. You know, I'm probably one of the few that would like a big bag of coal. I make some good stuff with it.
Now,
we cook up a lot.
Funny thing, this is actually something I got for you last year that I couldn't find it. And whenever Teresa was pulling all the stuff out, we found it.
Okay.
But this is, well, you'll see when you open it up. But the reason I was giving it to you, last year, because it's something that you actually could have had out all month on your display for Christmas season.
Okay.
So go ahead and open up this one. Now I got one more that's over here. I'm going to come back and get you in just a second.
All right. Sweet, it's an Amazon box.
All right, some more sauce.
The stale cracker.
Oh, okay.
Rougarou. That's supposed to be as hot like cayenne pepper sauce.
All right.
Cool. Little ornament. It has a cow on it. And this one's got a pig.
And now,
on like little cutting boards.
Yep, those are actually food grade cutting boards too.
Nice.
That's awesome. A picture of us when we were at Edisto.
Merry Christmas.
And now that I never saw a picture like that with a bear on it.
Yeah.
And so I got it for you last year, so you can actually hang it up for Christmas time with the bears.
Somewhere, yeah.
But now you're gonna have to wait till next year to display it because it's Christmas now.
You think? Here's the bear cave. I do what I want. Nice. Thank you. Thank you.
And now your other gift, I could not wrap because parts of it are so delicate and nothing can touch them, and because it would get damaged. That is awesome. Whenever I was a Boy Scout leader, we used to make trebuchets, and we actually had contests between the kids whenever we'd be at summer camp, and we would toss water balloons, and the kids would be out into the field, and we'd launch one, then we'd holler at them, they couldn't move, and we'd get 5 tries, and we'd tell them, take 10 steps back, take 5 steps to the right or the left, and we had to try and hit them with the water balloon.
That's the miniature trebuchet.
It is. That's awesome. Leonardo da Vinci.
I saw that and I was like, in all my 54 years, I never got a trebuchet for Christmas. Boom! Got it.
All right. So go ahead and close your eyes because I got no way to hide this. All right, there you go.
Oh, wow. Oh, that's cool. A little clock.
I went to Walmart and I got one of those chocolate chip cookie little kits.
Yeah.
And got home, tried to drill out the hole in the center. I went through 2 drill bits, and I guess my drill just wasn't strong enough. I mean, it is cast iron.
Mm-hmm.
So then I gave it to my daughter's husband, gave it to his brother, take it to his house because they got a drill press there. He was trying to drill it, and all of a sudden, boom, he shattered it. So I had to go get another one. And that one actually we got the hole to go through.
Yeah, I'm going to have to hang it up right there, probably. Nice. Yeah. Nice. Thank you, sir.
Listen, 2-step. I've actually thought about ordering this so many different times.
They've got it, they've got it around. So they had the hot one too, and I was like, I was thinking for the family.
That's money, dude.
I was thinking for the family, kind of as a family gift, that they would appreciate not hot.
Oh yeah.
So.
Oh, thank you very much, man.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas. And Merry Christmas to each and every one of y'all.
Y'all have a blessed week. 'Tis the season. Remember what the season's for. It ain't about the presents. But it's fun. And do something silly. A trebuchet for a kid that's 14, ages 14 and up.
I qualify.
Yep. Why not? Get them something silly. I got y'all. I know my dad's not watching, but I got him the same. It's the same thing, but it's a catapult.
Okay.
Now my dad's in his 70s. The hell's he gonna do with a catapult? I don't know, but it's gonna be fun because he can put a marble in there and shoot it across the room. Whatever. It's something fun. So, y'all have a great one. Remember, there's 2 rules in cooking. Did you have fun?
It tastes good.
Rock on. Y'all are awesome. Have a great week. Merry Christmas. And we'll see you guys on the other side
Have a great
of
week,
the
guys.
holiday. Let's be careful out there. Bum, 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 bum.